One of Minecraft's biggest unsolved mysteries. What happened to the people of the ancient cities? What's up with these giant portals? And, most mysterious of all, where is the end update? Okay, that one doesn't count. But I think I finally solved the ancient cities. And the key to solving this mystery? It's this glowing orb called the Orb of Dominance. To explain how the orb fits into my theory, you need to know some context about its history. The first time we see the orb in the timeline is Minecraft Legends. It's used by the Seer to aid in the piglins' attacks. But after the war, we don't know where it went. The next time we see it is Minecraft Dungeons. The orb is hidden in a cave in the mountains. And while Archie the Illager was wandering, the orb convinced him to find it. And he pulled it right off of this pedestal. The orb turned him evil and blah blah blah. Look, all you really need to know is that this orb was found at the top of a mountain, and that this orb is extremely powerful. It can create things out of thin air and manipulate the blocks around it, like in the novel, when it pulled blocks off of a wall to create the staff the Arch Illager uses. But how does this tie back to the ancient cities? Well, if we assume Minecraft Dungeons happens before Minecraft, which I will say is highly debated. If you want to see a video of both arguments, like and subscribe to let me know. But assuming Dungeons happens before, that means the orb needs to leave the Seer's possession and somehow end up in a mountain by the start of Dungeons. If we look at the pedestal where the orb is hidden, there's nothing interesting about it, which is a problem because this orb is powerful enough to manipulate objects and command mobs. Does it really make sense that the orb could be contained in this pedestal? That the orb was this easily taken? No, there's something else going on. My theory is that the orb intentionally placed itself here on the mountain, creating this cave and the pedestal it rests on. Because if it wanted to leave, it could, either by moving the blocks around it, commanding nearby mobs, or activating the redstone golems by the entrance. I mean, it does something similar in the DLC, where the orb shard is clearly behind a wall, but the Endermen are somehow able to find it. But it doesn't do any of this. It just sits here, waiting for the perfect host. But that still doesn't explain how it got here. And how does this even tie back to the ancient cities? Well, let me ask you this. If there was an artifact as powerful as the orb, and you wanted to seal it away, where would you put it? On a pedestal in a mountain? No, someone's just gonna find it. In the Nether? Nah, the piglins will get it. The end? Absolutely not. But what if you could make your own dimension? Somewhere to seal the orb for the rest of time. Yes, I believe the ancient city portals were created to seal and imprison the Orb of Dominance. That way, it no longer poses a threat to the overworld. After studying and experimenting on soul technology, the people of the ancient cities figured out a way to finally seal away the Orb of Dominance. With just 56 blocks of reinforced deep slate and the power of soul energy, a doorway to a new dimension was opened. But things didn't go as planned. The souls that were used became angry. Their rage manifested into a physical form: the Warden. Quickly, the scientists closed the portal, but it was already too late. The orb, using its mob enhancement abilities, made sure there were no survivors. And after everyone was gone, it went up near the surface, built itself a cave, and waited for a host it could manipulate. Oh, and the orb rests in a mountain, right? Wanna know where ancient cities are generated? That's right, they almost always generate underneath mountains. But maybe I'm just overthinking it. Thanks for watching.